Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Avery's Adventures. I'm Avery, I'm wearing flannel, and my boots aren't tucked in today. So, today, we're not doing anything truck related. We're building a smudge pot. I originally wasn't going to film this just because I was like, well, I'm just going to knock it out just to do it. But I've got too much extra waste oil, and I hate taking it places because generally my bucket lids leak, it gets in the bed of my truck gets all oily, it's nasty. I just hate doing it, and it's easier for me to keep doing my oil changes since my truck takes 3 gallons of diesel oil. That's a lot when you go somewhere. It ain't no $19.99 deal, guys. So, show you what I've got so far. I cut up some my steel sheet metal. Actually used a good bit of it. I've had this sitting around for probably about 4 or 5 years now. I just did some thin cuts and kind of sliced into it and then folded it, and we're going to go ahead and stitch weld it down the side. That was a secondary plan. My original plan was to just cut it all the way around and then weld it, but then I was like, wait, why don't I just bend it? That's easier. So I gotta stitch this up too. This is our basin. It's an old propane tank. Already took the valve off of it. That was terrifying. I was sitting on one time, and I was undoing it, and the valve came out, and it shot out from underneath me because it still had propane in it. But this one thankfully didn't. We're gonna chop the top off of here. That chimney will go on top. We'll put some louvers in the chimney to help get some airflow in it, and we'll put a little access door right here with a breather on it so we can add our fuel oil and be able to control how much air we get out. And then we're also going to add a recirculatory pipe so that we can help burn off as much black smoke and contaminants as possible. We don't want to be hurting our environment, guys. I like my good clean air. So I'll set you guys up and y'all can watch me stitch this together. First, when you fit it all the way around, make sure you have your face it, and then you go around. That. Right, okay. We've got the whole thing stitched together, so let's go ahead and add some more. Boom. Well, the chimney is all welded up. So I'm going to take a grinder. Chimney is not true. Perfect. Okay, a tube. A not perfect tube. Oh, I didn't clean it better. All right, we've got our tube all set up. So we're gonna take this, set it on here. That looks good to me. So then take my paint pen and just draw an outline here. I said draw an outline here. Try not to drag my marker through the mud. Blammo. Let's cut this open. Now please, if you ever take apart a propane tank, practice proper precautionary purposes and make sure the thing is empty before you take the valve off. And then even then, I like to take my propane tanks, put them up against a wall or something, and then unscrew it and make sure you're standing free of the valve in case there are any leftover pressures that could push the valve out. That way the tank doesn't go off and the valve has free room to go wherever it needs to go, and don't put anything in front of it. All right, now we're gonna stick this chimney on. Blammo. Chimney is on. Alright. Now we need to make ourselves a little access hole here on the side, and then we need a recirculatory tube down to here. So I don't have a tube yet, but we're gonna go ahead and do the hatch. Let me figure something out, because I hadn't even figured that out yet. So the plan I have come up with is this is gonna be our recirculatory pipe. I don't know how I had a perfect mandrel bent 1 3/4 inch header tube in stock, but yep, we're gonna do it just like that. And then we'll probably cut, I don't know, 1 inch off of here or so, and we'll weld it to the side about right here and put a bolt with a cover on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and hole saw this. So y'all know the drill. Yep, trying to break my wrist, but got it. And we're not using WD-40, we're using Walmart's spray lubricant. Woo! I don't like how it does that. Alrighty. Yeah? How about... Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna cut some of this up, get this all cleaned up, get all these shavings off. And we'll be right back. Look, it's already on fire. Alright guys, as of right now, we've got a propane tank with 2 holes and a chimney with 1 hole. We're going to take this, and it's going to go right there, and I'm going to have to do some filling. My fitment's not perfect, okay? I don't get paid to do this. Alright, and then here, that bolt, we're going to take this bolt, put it through this hole, and we're going to weld it right there. And that way we got this nice little air hatch, and that's where we can fill it as well. So, let's go ahead and burn this in. Still ain't wearing gloves. Gonna have to add a little lever to that. Next, our recirculation tube. So let me get this lined up the best I can. We got a huge gap to fill down here. I messed up down there trying to trim it to get everything to fit right, but she is what she is. Come on, I do almost perfect on this whole thing, and then at the last moment, you gotta screw me up. Alright, well, she's just about done. I gotta get some legs. Have not even thought about legs. Or I've thought about them. I like legs. They're nice. But I gotta go look in the scrap pile. Might have to go over to my buddy's house, look in his scrap pile, just so that I can get some long, thin pieces of steel just to make some feet off of. But I'm gonna pause the video, probably get something to eat, go find some legs, and when we get that all set up, we'll be back. Alright guys, we've got some legs cut, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing up in the air, because if I try and just weld them while it's on its side, I'm not gonna get them right, and it's just gonna be crooked. So I've got this little stand. I've stacked some blocks together. Just like that. Take this one, put it under there like that. Another one goes right here. And another one goes over here. Oh, well, turn it some. Unfortunately, it seems like it may not have any shielding gas left. Well, this leg could have been back a little bit further. Maybe we'll fix that later. Like I said, I don't have any. I ran out of shielding gas, so those aren't even on there good. But I wanted to stick them on there regardless. I also cut up this little handle that I was going to use for opening and closing this little flap, but we're just gonna have to kind of push it around, I guess. So I think I'm gonna get some fluid in this thing and we'll get her lit for the bird. Alright, so we've currently got a mix of mostly used motor oil in here with a little bit of bad gasoline to get it started. Oh, there we go. And it went out. How'd you go out? Well, I kind of forgot one of the important parts. You can't breathe. Well, she's going. I say that's a success. Well, I say that and then it goes out. It doesn't help that there is water in there. This is violent. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed this video and like watching me make this wild thing that goes poof, then give me a thumbs up. If you want to see some more crazy videos, they're not really crazy, they're just me working on trucks, hit the subscribe button. Hope you all have a good day, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.